You can tell the football players by their sweatpants because that's all they wear.
They usually like walk together, and they're usually always in like some sort of like Carolina sports. Like I don't ever see them in plain clothes, ever. It's always like in sweatpants or like some sort of workout clothes, and it's always Carolina. Or a lot of times I'll see student athletes walking around in the morning without a backpack. Like who else walks around in the morning without a backpack?
People identify athletes on campus based on their Carolina gear, their sweatpants, the little book bag they have, or like the Gatorade bottle. But like it's not like they do that just because they want to be like, hey, I'm an athlete, look at me. It's because like they don't have the time to be like running back and forth from like weights to their room to get dressed for class.
It's definitely a student and an athlete. I do both jobs. I study and I also do my sport.
A lot of people don't like grouping with like athletes in class, like, cause you know the stereotype athletes don't really work hard. They just here for sports and stuff like that. But like, as far as being on the track team, like it's way different in class. Like, I can group with other people and they don't really mind because I'm on the track team. But if I was to say I was on the football team or the basketball team, they wouldn't want to work with me because they think I'm lazy and all I'm here for is sports.
But you have to realize that they live, breathe, and eat their sport. And, you know, there are a lot of athletes who you have to give a lot of credit to who actually are able to keep their grades up and stuff because it is hard.
I think that like people somehow feel that if they know them, then they are somehow connected to like their popularity.
For example, like the basketball players, everyone wants to know them. So if you already know them and they talk to you on purpose, then you're not like a groupie anymore. You're like their actual friend. So it's cool. I don't know, you're like a VIP person. So I guess it's just cool because everyone else wants to know them, and if you actually do, you're better than everybody else, supposedly.
It was kind of like the prestige of it too, I think, just a little bit, because they don't really go to any of the games. They freak out when they hear about when someone is close, or like, I remember, another time, I was on the P2P, and apparently, like, it was so packed. Apparently there was some guy who was like sitting right in front of me, and I was like standing over him, and I look over to my two friends, same friends, you know, but this was a different night, and they're just like freaking out at me, and I'm just like, hi? Like, what's going on? They're just like pointing, freaking out. And then I get a text from them saying that the guy I was standing over was apparently some new star basketball player or something. I don't even remember the name. I'm pretty sure it started with an H. I don't know. And I was just like, oh, okay, like, oh, whatever. And they were just like, talk to him. And I was just like, I kind of like started like, so my friends say you're a basketball player. And like he like proved it to me like by showing his ID like as if I wouldn't believe it, and I was just like, okay, maybe because I wasn't acting, I was just like, that's cool. But yeah, I mean, he whipped out the card and was showing it just I guess like his name to prove that he was this particular star basketball player, and I'm pretty sure he was like taken aback by the fact that I didn't just go like, oh my god, really? It's so nice to meet you. I was completely just dead faced like, cool. I hate basketball.
That's just how society is, you know. Society put people on pedestals and they expect people to be role models. They just want to have someone to look up to, you know what I mean? And if everybody's on the same pedestal, it's like no one's special.
I think guys get a lot more benefits for being varsity athletes because you're hotter. But if you're a girl and you're a varsity athlete, you're cool and all, but not necessarily hotter and cooler and like letting to more parties.
Just like regular people, student athletes can be humble, can be level-headed, down to earth, and there also can be the big-headed, I'm bigger, I'm better than you, I'm going somewhere you're not type of.
This one night, I was out on Franklin Street, and some random girl just came up to me and was just like, hey, what sport do you play? And I'm just like, I can either A, tell her the truth and I don't play any sports, or B, tell her what she wants to hear and see where this goes. So, of course, I chose the latter and told her I play football. And let's just say she treated me very well that night because of my athletic status.